Yeehaw, gang, I'm Colonel Failure, and you're joining me for a brand new series of Depraved, the village builder that is very much banished in the style of the Wild Wild West. We're currently suspended suspended animation because we've got to go and plant our town using this settler wagon. But I like to give the place a quick once-over before we get started. As you can see, we've got some coal going on over here. That's nice. We've got all this wasteland rubbish, which it's useful, but it's not that useful. Quarry over here. It's got some stone, maybe some nice fertile grassland. That's all good. And then, lo and behold, we have some train tracks. Now, train tracks are all important if you want trains to visit your town at some point. This is me we're talking about, so obviously I want some trains to visit the town at some point. We've got a little bit more grassland over here, and another iron. An iron mine. It'd be nice if this did coal as well, but no, it looks like this whole mountain is nothing but iron. We're going to need some coal, so I'm thinking maybe around here somewhere, and we expand towards the railway station over time. Yeah, that sounds viable. Right, yeehaw, whip crack away. Let's get it started straight after the bombastic intro. Right, tally-ho there, Tiger. We're off on an exploration. Now, I've played it, I don't know how much, about an hour, let's say, of the game so far to get a feel for it. So I'm not coming at this completely cold. I'm only coming at it somewhat cold. But you can imagine that the standard level of hijinks is going to occur. I'm playing the press build of this game that was sent to me lovingly by the developers. They clearly know what's up. They sent this to me knowing that I was going to do an absolute bang-up job with it. So it's not yet released. It's out on Steam on the 20th of July as an early access kind of a deal. And it does have some of that joyous early access flavour that we all love and respect. And I'm sure we'll encounter some of that before too long. But it is quite good fun already. Right, let's go a little bit further this way. I don't want to place my town hall right on the riverbank. Neither am I going to waste good fertile land on the. Come on, just give me the spinner. There you go. That's it. There you go. That's going to be Main Street. Which I may name slightly more ambitiously than that. Right then, the first order of business is to get this town hall built, for that's what we're building here. We've bought quite a lot. You wouldn't have thought all of this would have come off that wagon, and yet it has. Yes, we've got our town hall ready to rock and roll here. We've got our hunter here, Zizler, who's keeping an eye on this bear, for bears mean trouble. Actually, it's quite nice that we've got this herd of bison nearby. We should possibly encase them in some kind of fenced up. Hold on, bears on the go, and Zizler takes it down. Zizler 1, bear 0. Good shot there. Now, when I tried this before, half my townsfolk, my initial pioneers, got eaten by a bear. And that was far from ideal. Now then, we've got quite a lot to do to get the town up and capable. We don't need a bridge yet. What we want though is we want to get wood production up and running, and I'm going to start that off over here. Now this is a fair shake away from the town centre. What I'm thinking is that I'll run kind of a main street down here about a house width apart, and then we'll have another house over here, or probably a shop front, something like that. And then we'll come on, just will you please, thank you. No, do the thing. I did mention that this was still a work in progress. Some of the commands are just a smidge twitchy. Right, so we'll stick a lumberjack in there, and then next to that we will stick the sawmill over Come on, come on. Would you? And there. Right. And we'll stick them over there. And that should, I mean, they will make for quite happy bedfellows. Now, hopefully, my pioneers here will use some common sense and build things in a logical order. Hold on, we've got a little bit more scaredness going on here. There's another bear. Where's Zizla gone? There we go. Go and whack that bear, will you? Before it starts chowing down. Oh no, he's got his eye on someone. The bear's, he may have run for it, but no, he's a rug. And Chill Bill Blankowski there, getting a reprieve from what I'm sure would have been quite the savage mauling. Hold on, what have we got over here? We've got more nervous people. Zizla, get yourself over here, son. We've got an attack wolf. Well, that doesn't sound safe on any level. As you can see, my team are quite alarmed at the prospect. Good running action here from Zizla. He's coming in. He's got his shooter ready. Oh, we better take that one first. Just shoot, man. Get shooting. No, shoot the wolf. Shoot the. All right. Well, I mean, if you want to do it point blank, that's up to you. Personally, I would make use of the fact that you've got a long range weapon going on there. But he seems to be doing quite a bang-up job anyway. I mean that both figuratively and literally. Good. Right. Okay, well, Town Hall's built, and one of the things that allows us to do is buy stuff in. What we're going to be unable to produce for a while here is metal parts. Fortunately, we don't use too many of those. Not in the early stages, anyway. But later on, we'll get through those quite a bit once we start making specialist buildings. Now, this blue marker line, this denotes where I'm actually allowed to build at the moment, so I can expand my territory for $5,000 in the first instance. That's not so bad, but I don't need to do it just yet. And we can also order some settlers. Yeah, we won't bother about that either. Now, one of the nifty features that I found about this actually is as your townsfolk use a route, they gradually create a path in doing so. So there's no road building tool as such, more that the ground just gets compressed. This is where I'm going to find out there's a road building tool. What do we got? Trading post? No. Watchtower? No. So there's no road building tool as such. Instead, you wait for your folks to just use a path on a regular basis, and that's where the roads actually form for themselves, which I quite like as a feature. Resident in Neilsville, I don't think so. Well, I mean, as tempting as it is to come up with something new. Oh no, hold on. Failure Wood, I think, is actually quite in keeping with the overall theme of the thing. So that's what we'll go for. Right, my lumberjack's almost done. Now, once I've built up a couple more bits and pieces, because we have to unlock the buildings in order to place them. So I want to make sure that everybody's got a house. Come here. And in order to get the ability to build a shack, we have to have both the sawmill and the lumberjack completed. It's almost like I knew that was going to be the case. That will also allow me to build a quarry as well, if I recall correctly, which isn't there. It's somewhere. Building materials, here we go. Stonemason, yeah, again, I need the sawmill and the lumberjack, and then we can get cracking. Right, 91% progress on my lumberjack. All good. Let's up the tempo a little. This is quite a relaxed pace that the game runs at. I'd quite like to get me hunter up before all these bison leg it, because he's really going to make some hay, he's going to make some bison carcasses while the sun shines. Obviously, we want to get as prepared as possible before winter cometh and ruins all of our fun, because when winter doth come, everyone starves. Incidentally, in my playthrough beforehand, I went to go get a drink. I came back, the town had burnt to the ground, and everyone was dead. So there's that to look forward to. I did mention this was rather like Banished, and there you go. That's kind of going to be a running motif, I imagine, of the constant peril. But here we are. We're getting on for 10 minutes in now, and nobody's dead yet. So, you know, that's something. For life on the frontier, she is perilous. But we've almost got our first buildings up and running here. What are you waiting for? That's it. Come on. That's it, Bill. Get a job finished, mate. And then we'll get a lumberjack in here, and we'll start hacking down some of these trees. So once you've got this up, I'm kind of hoping that a lumberjack turns up pronto, and then I can show you. There we go. So your lumberjacks have all of your service buildings have a catchment area, so a radius within which they work. And unlike Banished, when you've depleted an area, that's not that building dead. You simply tell it to move. You tell the worker to go work somewhere else, so the building can stay put, and they just start working in a different locale. I think we're there. You know, are we there? We've got to be almost there. 86%. All right. Well, you know, time marches on. There we go. Is that Bill with his hammer again? It is. Bill is our builder-in-chief. As you can tell, you know, a position of great importance, which is why he gets to eat so many of the pies. Splendid. Right. Good. Sawmill up, and so is the lumberjack. Nice big bit of rock over there. Don't really want to knock these trees down though. And also placing this right by the riverside is a terrible location for it. So I'm going to need a plan B here. We could just knock the trees down. I guess we could do that. Also, yeah. Oh, hello. Who's this dude? Hello, dude. Who are you? You're a carpenter. You've come to join the establishment. Well, that's not your name. You have to have a name from the fantastic members of Bad Company, and you're going to be Clem Fandango. Can you hear me? There we go. Right. Clem is my newfangled carpenter, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to expand, despite the fact I don't really need to. I'm going to expand my territory. There we go. Thank you. And then we'll get the quarry stuck in there, because I want to make a nice line. I know it's totally vain, and even then I'm not going to make a completely nice line. It's going to be somewhat offset. There we go. Good. Dead wolf lying on the foundation. That's an ancient Indian good luck symbol there. Right, we're going to get some transcendental coaches. They come, they go. They like to move through one another, as is patently obvious. Right, okay, we'll get our first houses up here. I mean, we've got these wooden shacks, which are not the most glamorous thing you're ever going to see, but they will suffice quite nicely for my town centre area. Let's get you can have prime location kind of backed onto the river. So we need houses in order to encourage more people to come in. Now the bold chaps of the early settlement are quite happy to bunk together. And to be honest, if you had a roof over your head, you'd kind of go, well, beats sleeping outside. And these shacks quite easily sleep, 4 or 5 people, but for some reason they only managed to squeak 2 in. Hey, look at this, my quarry's done, or thereabouts. How are we getting on? Say stonemason like it's some kind of highfalutin, well-respected job. All you're doing, mate, is you're going over there with your pickaxe, you're coming back with some stone. Let's not get carried away. Right, what else have we got here? We've got the ability to build a warehouse. Definitely going to need a warehouse, and we'll stick that right in the middle here. Right in the middle here. No, I'll tell you what, we'll stick it directly opposite the town hall. Have I got room for 2 of them? Possibly. So I want a little path in there as well. Yeah, you see, you've barely left enough room. You're going to need smaller stuff in there. Maybe we could bang a whatever this is. That's a shack, isn't it? Can we get a shack in there? I don't think we can. No. Okay, in which case we shall put some utilitarian buildings there. in order to keep the road structure, slightly together. Now, when you get a specialist, they come on their own. Who the heck is Worthy Tightser? I mean, it's a great name, Worthy. Who are you? Are you a... where's my potential stonemason? Who's working here? Who are you? You're Worthy. Hello, Worthy. Show me your profile, because you've got to have a different name. I see. Ah, right. So when we get a specialist, then they get their own chap come in. Right. Smashing. Well, that's good to know, I suppose. Duncan Disorderly. There's a gag in there if you look closely. I mean, to be honest, you don't have to look that closely. You'll find it. Right, okay, so you'll see a notification come up to say that my production buildings are all full up. That's why I'm building a warehouse. But I've got some houses queued up first. What are you worried about, people? Oh, heck. No, it's all up-ons. Hold on. Get in there. If Zizzler's not around, we're going to have to go and deal with it with fisticuffs. Because Henry's getting savaged by a bear. Where is Zizzler? It's going to be around here somewhere. Oh no, there we go. Dispatch the bear. But as you can see, Henry's. It's not gone so well for Henry. He's oozing ever so slightly. He's not feeling too grand, and unless I get a doctor in a relative. Oi, frogs! Shut up. Unless I get a doctor relatively quickly, Henry's going to be slightly worse for wear. So he desperately needs. He's injured. He wants a house, and he wants a priest as well. Possibly wants a priest because he needs the last rites. That's speculation on my part, but it doesn't seem too far-fetched. Where's my ruddy hunter? Because that could have been avoided with one fella with a rifle. Is he off labouring? He's supposed to be a hunter by trade. He'll be around somewhere. No. And frankly, why the bears decided to go for my chaps rather than one of these fine, tasty-looking bison is just a little bit of a mystery. But no matter. A resident of Failurewood needs a doctor. You don't say. He's been savaged by a bear. He's probably about now going flipping out. I didn't see that in the brochure. Come to the Wild West, he said. Settle a brave new land. You get to carve it out for yourself. Didn't say caution, may get savaged by a bear on the first evening. Yeah. Now, it's worse than that. I mean, if I can't fix him, not only is he going to croak, but I haven't got a graveyard either. So he's basically just going to lie wherever he falls. And Clem, meanwhile, he's only just turned up, but he goes, right, enough of this, I'm going to bed. Sets fire to a bit of ground, just kind of lies there a bit. Lovely job. Right, okay, now we got the ability to build an outhouse. This is what I was thinking as far as some utilitarian buildings right next to where we are right now. I find that the modernity of a nice wooden shed in where one can conduct one's private personal business is pretty good to raise the morale of the place. So who's shacked up here? Duncan Disorderly and Chill Bill Bankowski have decided to live together. It's very, very nice of them. Night. Oh no, hold on. No, Duncan's going in now. Night, Dunk. Have a good one. No, it obviously builds up to something that Duncan doesn't necessarily approve of at the moment. Well, such is taking on a new roommate, I suppose. Now then, the other thing about shacks particularly is they are another good way of actually making some money. So you charge people rent for living in one of these things, which I find frankly hilarious. Come to the bold new frontier. Potentially make a name for yourself. Incidentally, I'm charging you for the privilege of being mauled by a bear. Yeah, Failurewood. It's progressive and full of bears and wolves. Anyway, we're still cracking on. We got a few shacks to get built here, and then we can get working on something a little bit more dramatic that may yield a slightly more profitable future. If we're lucky, at some point a gunslinger will come trotting past, and we can offer him some productive work. Whoa, he's down there, Bison. It's just a house, And if you run around at that kind of speed, then I'm going to have to change your rating from friendly to slightly skittish. Okay, well, the town's coming on. I mean, we've got a population of 10. That's not a bad place to start. It's a 2-horse town, as you can see. And yeah, I know he needs medical. He's just gone to the river to die. He's going to wrap himself in the bulrushes and just drift gently down the stream. If you folks want to get working on the warehouse at any point, that'd be terrific. Right, how are you doing? You've got plenty of stone in your catchment area, but I imagine you're gonna hog all of that until the warehouse is online, which is, I mean, it's acceptable. I might place a quick order now. Let's get some stone in. As much as I'm harvesting it myself, we do go through it quite quickly, and we'll also buy some metal stuff. There you go. Let's get 20 of that in as well. And that's how you do an order. There you go. That's ordered. We'll have some cart action any minute with that lot turning up. Oh, there's the sawmill doing its thing there. Smashing. The carcass of the dead wolf, the blessing from the ancient elders, all of whom know what's up, and it's all going grand. Right. Oh, hello. Who's this? Allegedly. Who are you? Oh, you're my stonemason. Oh, grand. In which case, who should we have here? Let's go for Jack the Snaggles Cook as my stonemason. Come on in. Welcome aboard. Your pickaxe is in the shed. There's some rocks. Get on with it. Smashing. Good. Well, that kind of solves that. Right, we got three shacks up now. Well, two shacks and one that is still a shack in progress, and we're just gonna get the warehouse up, and then our failure wood toiletry facilities as well. Toilet roll not included. Provide your own. We haven't invented paper yet. You're just gonna have to wait for that. Might I suggest a bunch of leaves might be soothing on one's derriere. Right, let's get the shacks ordered. Now I'm leaving just enough space there to create a bridge across these troubled waters, which will lead towards the train station. You're facing inward. I think I had the others facing outward. Does it really matter? Do you think it's going to affect the house price? I think probably not. Anyway, that will wrap it up for this opening gambit. This will be a relatively short series, unless, of course, it's spectacularly popular, in which case it'll be a slightly longer series. Let me know if there's anything in particular you'd like to see in the comments, because that's the best place to make a comment. And I'll be back very soon with a little more of the same. I've been Colonel Failure. Why don't y'all, say I've got the lingo, fling a like at this one, partner, and be sure to subscribe now, so that you've done that, and there you go. Grand, that'll do. I'm out of here. Yippee-ki-yay, partners. Cheerio.